allowances. Okay, right. These four kind of allowances is fully exempted. Okay, so this is the first case. It is a government employee rendering services outside India. For that case, any allowances given, so that allowances is exempted. That means we need not pay any tax. Next is HRA. There is a house rent allowances. It is granted to judges of Supreme Court and High Court judges. So for that HRA, it is exempted, and commuter allowances also exempted, and allowances received by an employee of UNU, it is exempted. So this is a 4 category only. It is exempted to pay the tax. Next one is allowances fully taxable. So this is in 17 category. It is taxable. So in the last class we see this is a DNS allowances. Whatever the case, whether enter into service benefits, not enter into service benefits, all the DNS allowances taxable. So CCA, the CCA it means capital compensatory allowances or city compensatory allowances. So this amount is taxable. Next, marriage allowances, water and electricity allowance, entertainment allowance for non-government employee, so medical allowance, lunch allowance, overtime allowance, servant allowance, and family allowances. So these are all the allowances are taxable category. So you need not worry about anything. So simply, so this all the amounts will be writing on the outer column. That's all. Next one is Stipend allowances, warden allowances, deputation allowances, non-practicing allowances, project allowances, and dock allowances. For maintaining of the dock also, in the company they are giving the allowances. For that allowance also, it is taxable category. Okay, right. Next. So this is a partially taxable allowances. Or 12 category of allowances are it's a partially taxable allowances. So the partially taxable allowances means here in the previous case, entertainment allowances for government employee, it is only partially exempted. If it is non-government employee, that is a partially taxable, partially exempted. So we will detail studied in each and every one. The HRA, it is over. House rent allowances we already discussed in the last class. So that education allowances, welfare allowances, uniform allowances, academic research allowances, conveyance, traveling, transport, special. These are all the allowances. It is a partially taxable. We will see one by one in later period. Okay. So as of now, we completed this HRA. We completed, and so then the provident fund also we completed. The provident fund, it is a separate category. Okay. So this we will go to one 10-mark problem. Okay. So this is the question. This asked in your previous year question paper, that is April 2016. Reason April 2016, that question number 22, that it means 10-mark questions. Yeah, 10-mark questions like right. So now read the problem. So Mr. Ra is working in a company at Vijayawada. So he is working in a company at Vijayawada. Right? He received a salary. So the salary, that amount is given only 9,000 is given. 9,000 per month is given, that we have to multiply with the 12. Some yearly income. Yearly salary you have to convert it. Next DA, it is given. So DA is nothing is given. DA simply they given. DNS allowance. DA means DNS allowance. So 6,000 per month. Next commission. Commission at 2% on a sale of rupees 8 lakh. The commission is given. The commission in the previous case they given the commission amount. Now the commission percentage is given. Now you have to calculate what will be the commission. Okay. Next bonus, that amount is 6,000 is given. Next employer contribution to provident fund. Employer contribution to provident fund 14% of salary. And next one, interest credited to provident fund at 11% amounted to 5,500. And last category, he paid life insurance premium rupees 8,000. So with this information, what we have to do, we have to compute his salary income. Okay, now we can move on. We can move on computation of or calculation of VAL, calculation of salary income of Mr. Ra. So Mr. Rao nuடைய salary income calculate பண்ணனும் for the assessment year. So AY 2020-21. Okay, right. So so you have to open 3 columns, one particular column, two amount column. So one particular column, two amount column. Okay, inner column for calculation purpose, outer column, that is a taxable amount. You have to writing on the outer column. So whatever the amount writing on the outer column, so that amount we can call it as a taxable amount. The first category, now we can see the problem, that is called salary 9,000 per month. Salary means it is a basic salary. Salary in the sense it is a basic salary. So that amount is given 9,000. You have to multiply with 12. So you have to multiply with 12. So 90 plus 18. So 1,08,000. So 1,08,000. This salary amount is taxable. So this salary amount is fully taxable. All whatever the amount is received as a salary. So this 1,08,000, that amount is taxable. 1,08,000, it is taxable, right? So this is a taxable salary. So right. Next is DA. So DA means that's the dearness allowances. That dearness allowances received 6,000 per month. If you multiply with 12, so that amount is 72,000. So this whole 72,000, it is a taxable income. The taxable income received from the employee. So received from the employer. Okay. Next, the third category. So third category that is called commission on sales. So commission on sales also it is taxable. Commission on sale is also taxable. That amount is 2% of 8 lakhs. 2% of 8 lakhs. Okay, that it means 8 lakh into 8 lakh into 8 lakh into 2%. So 8 lakh into 2% means that amount you have to calculate 16,000. 16,000. It is in commission on sales. These are also taxable. So next one is bonus. Bonus also it is a taxable. Bonus amount also taxable. That amount is 6,000 rupees. Okay. And the next category, employers contribution, contribution to provident fund at 14% of salary, at 14% of salary. So this is partially taxable and partially exempted. This is partially taxable and partially exempted. So here it's a salary, that it means for a salary, for a different case, we have to take a different kinds of salary. Salary, that it means you can take basic salary plus if in a DA, if it is given enter into service benefits, that DA only you have to take. So DA, so for the calculation of recognized provident fund salary calculation, you have to take basic salary plus DA. So DA, suppose it is given into the enter into service benefits, that DA only you have to take. Next one is commission on sales. So the three amount is put together. That amount is called salary. For this case, DA only given. Nothing is about the DA, that we can assume that the DA is not enter. So not enter means you need not take. Not enter means you need not take. So if it is given anything within the bracket, so that amount only you have to take. If anything is given within the bracket, that amount only you have to take for calculation of the salary. Then commission on sales you can take 16,000 rupees, right? So commission on sales also you can take. So commission on sale. Okay. So this two amount we have put together. The two amount we can call it as, so the salary 1,08,000. Then you have to add plus commission on sale, that amount is 16,000. If you are put together, that amount is multiply 1,24,000. 1,24,000. With the 1,24,000, that so for this PF calculation up to 12%, it is a 12% only exempted. If you are multiplying with 14% of salary, so that amount you will get So 1,24,000 multiply 14 percentage. Okay, 14 percentage. So 1,24,000 into 14 percentage. You have to multiply in the calculator. 1,24,000 into 14 divided by 100. So that amount is 17,360. You have to write inner column. 17,360. You have to write inner column. Okay. Right. So you can see the question paper. In the question paper, they given only employer's contribution to provident fund 14% of salary. They're giving simply a small word. So here the salary means here the salary means you don't take this basic salary. So for the calculation of the salary, for the calculation of 14% of PF, the salary it means it includes salary of basic salary plus DA plus commission. So this three amount put together, that amount only we can take it as a salary for this 14% calculation. For this case, for the DA, if nothing is given, the given simply DA will be 6,000 only. If the given DA enter into service benefit, DA is a part and form of the service benefit calculations. Like this only, if anything is given, that time only DA have to take. If it is nothing is given, you have to need not consider this DA. So for this salary, it means you have to take this 9,000 into 12. So this commission 2% of 8 lakhs, that's 16,000. So that amount is put together. 1,24,000 is calculated. From the 1,24,000, if you calculate 14%, that amount is 17,360. It is given by the employer to the employee's BF account. So this is an amount is given, but the whole amount is will not be exempted. That is an exempted PF is up to 12% of salary. So where you have to get 12%? 12% means this is rules. That is some rules framed by the income tax department. Up to 12% of the salary of the PF contribution by the employer only exempted. The above amount is taxable. So that 12% you have to calculate. So again, salary we already calculated 1,24,000. That it means 12%. So 12% is multiplying. So that we will get 1,24,000 into 12 divided by 100. That amount is 14,880. 14,880. So that excess amount only paid. So 17,360 minus 14,000. Difference amount 2,480. So 2,480, that amount is only taxable provident fund. So this is a partially taxable and partially exempted. The employer contributes the amount to the provident fund account is 17,360. So with this amount, so as per the rule, only 12% of salary is exempted. So 12% of salary from the 1,24,000 it is calculated. That amount is 14,880 only. Up to this amount only exempted. Above the amount, so it is taxable. Above the amount, it is taxable. It is subtracted. Okay. So PF is over. Next case, interest credited to provident fund. Interest credited to provident fund. The next case, interest credited to provident fund at 11%. So the 11%, that amount is given 5,500. In the question, the amount is given 5,500. Okay, that it means so for this interest credited, interest credited up to 9.5%, 9% of interest exempted. Only 9.5% only exempted, but they given excess of credit. Now you have to calculate what is the 9.5%. So now we can go with this one. So 5,500, so divided by, if it is 11 in the sense, what will be n 9.5? What will be n 9.5? So in the calculator, you have to 5,500 divided by 11 multiply with the 9.5, you will get the interest amount applicable for 9.5%. That amount will be 4,750. So 4,750, this is the excess amount is credited in his account. So 5,500, that amount excess is 750. Okay, that 750 is taxable. Excess of interest credited in his account is taxable. Okay, now you can move on the next one. So he paid life insurance premium rupees 8,000 rupees. He paid life insurance premium rupees 8,000. So this 8,000 will not consider for calculation of the salary income. This amount will not be considered for calculation of the salary income. Why? Because this is an expenditure. He paid means he given certain amount to the life insurance company for the premium of his life insurance. Okay, for the premium of life insurance. So this amount is not a kind of a income. It is not a kind of a income. So this is an expenditure. So even though this expenditure, some of the allowable expenditure, it is an allowable expenditure, is an allowed expenditure also. So again, this expenditure you can consider for the deductions from the gross salary. This you can consider for the deduction under section 80C. So you need not worry about this case. So this will be considered only after calculation of the gross salary, net salary. Then we can go for some standard deduction. And that standard deduction only, these things you have to take it to consider. So now this case for calculation of the salary income, so it need not consider. So you need not consider about the 8,000 rupees. Now this is over. Now this is the salary income of Mr. Rao. Salary income of Mr. Rao. This is called a cross salary. மொத்த அவருடைய வருமானங்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் if you put together all the amount 1,08,000 plus 72,000 plus 16,000 plus 6,000 plus 2,480 it is taxable, 750 is taxable. If you put together 2,05,230. So this is a 205. 2,05,330. This is a taxable amount. This is a taxable salary of. Okay. So this is for the two case we already discussed. The same case we are included with the calculation of the gross salary. Okay. So this is the case. So can we move on the next one? Have you understood? You can take a screenshot or you can write something. Then you can move on the next category. Okay. This is the question. Answer is over. Now move on the next one. The next one, the similar case. This is the question. It's asked in your previous question paper, April 2014. That question number is a 21. Question number 21, right? So this Thirumurugan, that question is very frequently it's asked in a many question paper. It's continuously they're asking all the question paper invariably. So this is the 10-mark question you have to remember. 10-mark question you have to remember. So many of the question paper you can expect this kind of information. Okay, right. So you now read the problem. Read the problem. Okay, read the problem. So income details of Thirumurugan for the financial year. Sorry, it's 2021. Financial year 2019 to 2020. That is means previous year income is given. Previous year income is given. So from this information you have to calculate salary income for the assessment year 2021. For the salary income for the assessment year 2021 you have to calculate, right? So the salary is given, DA is given, entertainment allowance is given, employers contribution to recognized provident fund, interest credited to RBF, city compensatory allowances, medical allowances, and HRA, that additional amount is HRA also is given. Okay, so the small adjustments we did in separately. Now you have to put together all the adjustments in a combined problem for the salary calculation. Okay, now we can go with the answer. Right, so calculation of salary income of Thirumurugan, Thirumurugan for the assessment year 2021. So these things you have to write in all the problem in the top. Now you have to open here 3 columns. So particulars column, 2 amount column. Particulars rupees. So the 3 column you have to open, right? So now go to the problem. So the salary in the sense it is called a basic salary. Salary in the sense is called a basic salary. So this basic salary it is taxable. You can write whatever given in the question. You can write here salary, SALARY, salary. That amount is given to be 5,000 per month. If it is given per month, you have to multiply with 12. So multiply with 12. So per year 12. So 5,000 into 12. 5,000 into 12. That amount is fully taxable. So that 60,000 you have to write in the outer column. If any adjustments or any exempted calculations, you have to use the inner column. Otherwise, all the amount you should be writing on the outer column only, right? So this is salary taxable. And the next one is that DA. DA in the sense dearness allowance. So that DA is also given. So the DA, that amount is 2,000. 2,000 per month is given. You have to multiply with 12. So that amount is 24,000. So the DA is fully taxable. The DA is fully taxable. This is a taxable DA. So taxable means you have to write outer column. Next one is entertainment allowances. So entertainment allowances, now you have to check with the employee status. So whether the employee is government employee or non-government employee. So government employee or private employee. So government employee means that's semi-government employee, so state government employee, central government employee, local body employees. So these are all the employees you can consider as government employee. So entertainment allowances, it is partially taxable and partially exempted. So only government employee. If it is non-government employee, whatever the amount is received as the entertainment allowances, this all entertainment allowances, it is fully taxable. It's fully taxable. So it's a fully taxable means, so here this Thirumurugan is nothing is given. Now we can assume that he is a private employee, non-government employee. So that's a 300. It will be taxable. 300 into 12. So 12 months, 3,600. So 3,600. That amount is fully taxable. So you have to write outer column. Okay. So only if the entertainment allowances for government employee only you have to consider. So I will discuss that things only later on. Okay. Next one is employees contribution to RBF. Next one is showing your problem. Employees contribution. No, it is not employees, it is employers. Yes, employers contribution. Employers contribution to recognized provident fund. That amount is given. So that amount is given. How much amount? That amount is given 7,900 per month. So that amount they given 7,900 per month is given. Now with this amount, how much amount of the contribution by the employer is taxable? How much is exempted? That you have to calculate. You have to less exempted. So exempted 12% of salary. Exempted up to 12% of salary is exempted. Okay, what is the salary for this calculation? Up to 12% of salary. Okay, salary in the sense you have to take basic salary. So DA it is entered into service benefit, that only taken. Then commission on sales, there is no commission on sales is given. Okay, now here in this case, the salary it means it is only the basic salary 60,000 into 12%. 60,000 into 12%. So 60,000 into 12%, you can take into the calculator, multiply 60,000 into 12%, 12 divided by 100, that amount will be 7,200. So 7,200 it is only exempted, the remaining 700 is taxable. Okay, so in the previous case 14% is given. Now this case there is no percentage is given, that annual contribution, that amount is given. So from that amount you have to calculate 12% of salary, right? So for this case salary only, this basic salary you have to take. So DA you need not take. When you have to take the DA if it is entered into service benefit, that DA only you have to take. Commission on sales it is not given. So this is only one amount. So 12% calculated. So 700 is taxable. Okay, next category. Next, interest credited to RBF. Next category, interest credited to RBF. So interest credited to RBF, recognized provident fund, at 9.5%. 9.5%. What is that amount? That amount is 1,000 rupees. Okay, 1,000 rupees is given. Okay, now so whether how much amount is exempted? Less. Up to 9.5% it is exempted. Up to 9.5% is exempted. So that amount is credited is 1,000 only. So that taxable amount is nil. So the whole amount is exempted. That's why there is no taxable interest. So next case, next one, CCA. CCA means city compensatory allowances. That's 150. It is fully taxable. CCA, it is taxable. Okay. City compensatory allowances. CCA, city compensatory allowances. It is fully taxable. CCA 150. You multiply with per month is given. You have to multiply with 12. So 150 into 12. You have to multiply 150 into 12. 150 multiply with 12. That amount is 1,800. You are right. Outer column. So fully taxable. CCA is fully taxable. Next, medical allowances. This is also in the category of the 17 category. So this medical allowances, it is taxable. It is fully taxable. So that's 100 into, so per month received 12 months. So 100 into 12 months. So that amount is 1200. It is fully taxable. You have to write outer column. 1200 is fully taxable. You have to write outer column. Next one is HRA. HRA. HRA, it is house rent allowances. It is partially exempted. HRA received. HRA received. RECIVD received. That amount is 600 per month. So 600 into 12 multiplying. So 6,000 plus 1,200, 7,200. So 7,200, it is partially taxable, partially exempted. How much amount is exempted? So that amount you have to deduct exempted amount. That exempted amount is least of the following. Least of the following. What is the least of the following? You have to calculate the three amounts. With the three amounts, so you have to take least amount is exempted. First one is actual HRA received. Actual HRA received, the above amount is given in the question. The second one is 50% of salary or 40% of salary. So for this case, 50% of salary you need not consider. This is a Vijayawada. Vijayawada, it is not a metropolitan city. So Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi only metropolitan cities. So for this case, you have to take only 40% of salary. So 40% salary in the sense, so salary, DA, commission on sales. So DA need not consider. So this RBF, what is your taken salary? The same salary only. Take it here. So that it means 60,000 into 40%. Okay, 60,000 into 40%. 60,000 into 40 divided by 100. So that amount is 24,000. So that amount is 24,000. Okay. Next, third amount. So rent paid minus 10% of salary. 10% of salary. What is the rent paid? That rent paid given in the question. Rent paid given in the question. So 750 into 12. So 12 you have to multiply with this amount. 750, 9,000. 750 into 12. That amount is 9,000 rupees. So 9,000 rupees rent paid minus less 10% of salary. What is the 10% of salary? So 10% of salary means 60,000. So 60,000 into 10%. So that it means 6,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees. So that it means 9,000 plus 3,000 is 3,000 is 3,000 is interest credited in next line. Okay, right. Interest credited இதில் பாருங்க, ஐ வில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் தட் ஆல்சோ. இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கிரெடிட்டடுங்கிறது வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா, இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கிரெடிட்டட் வந்து என்னன்னா 9.5%. நமக்கு அப் டு 9.5% எக்ஸம்டட் இல்லையா? ஸோ தட் அமௌண்ட் இஸ் ஆல்ரெடி கிவன் 9.5%. ஸோ இந்த 9.5% தான் கிரெடிட் ஆயிருக்குது. ஆனால் எக்ஸம்டட் லிமிட்டும் 9.5% தான். இந்த ரெண்டும், இந்த அமௌண்ட்டை மைனஸ் பண்ணால் நெல். ஸோ தட் இஸ் நோ டாக்ஸபிள். இஃப் இட் இஸ் எக்ஸஸ் ஆஃப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கிரெடிட்டட்னா நமக்கு டாக்ஸ் இங்கே வந்து டாக்ஸபிள் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். எக்ஸஸ் அமௌண்ட் இல்லை, அதனால இது வந்து இந்த இடத்துல நெல் வந்துடும். ஸோ இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து இது வந்து ரூல்ஸ். ஸோ 9.5% ரூல்ஸ், 12%ங்கிறது ரூல்ஸ் இல்லையா, அஸ் பர் த ப்ரொவிஷன்ஸ். சரிங்களா? இப்போ இதை கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சா? 9,000ங்கிறது வந்து ரெண்ட் பெய்டு மைனஸ் 10% ஆஃப் சேலரி. ஸோ 10%ங்கிறது 60,000ல 10% 6,000. ஸோ லீஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த த்ரீ, இந்த லீஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த த்ரீங்கிறது என்னன்னா 3,000 rupees. அப்போ 3,000ங்கிறது என்னது? இட் இஸ் அன் எக்ஸம்டட். So that amount is எவ்வளோ வரும்? 4,200. ஸோ 4,200ங்கிறது என்னது? இட் இஸ் அன் டாக்ஸபிள். 4,200ங்கிறது இட் இஸ் அன் டாக்ஸபிள். ஓகேங்களா? ரைட்டு. இப்போ இது எல்லாத்தையுமே டோட்டல் பண்ணணும். இதுக்கு பேர் கிராஸ் சேலரி இன்கம். GROS, கிராஸ் சேலரி இன்கம் ஆஃப் மிஸ்டர் ராவுனுடைய கிராஸ் சேலரி எல்லாத்தையும் டோட்டல் பண்ணீங்கன்னா யூ கெட் த கிராஸ் சேலரி வரும். ரெண்டு பேர்ல இருந்து நம்ம சொல்லணும். ஓகே ரைட்டு. ஸோ இப்போ பாருங்க இது வந்து ரூல்ஸுங்க, எல்லாமே ரூல்ஸ் இல்லையா. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து ஹெச்ஆர்ஏ ரிசீவ்டு இல்லையா, இந்த இதான் ஹெச்ஆர்ஏ ரிசீவ்டு இதே மாதிரி தான் அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கிரெடிட்டர் இருக்கு இல்லையா. இது எல்லாமே ஃபுல்லி டாக்ஸபிள்னால இங்கே எழுதிட்டோம். இது வந்து பார்சலி டாக்ஸபிள்னால என்ன வந்துட்டு இன்னர் காலம் எழுதிட்டு நம்ம எழுதியிருக்கோம். இப்போ இன்னர் காலம் எழுதும்போது 7200 3 அமௌண்ட் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஹெச்ஆர்ஏ ரிசீவ்டு, அந்த 40% ஆஃப் சேலரி, 2 பெய்டு மைனஸ் 2 பெய்டு கொஸ்டினில் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. 750 × 12 இருக்கும். அடுத்து வந்து 10% சேலரிங்கிறது இங்கே சேலரிக்கு என்ன எடுத்தோமோ அதையில 10% இந்த அமௌண்ட்டை மைனஸ் பண்ணணும். அவ்வளோதான். 6000 மைனஸ் 3000 மைனஸ் பண்ணால் நமக்கு வரும். ஸோ ஆன்சர் வந்து 95,500 வந்திருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு. 95,500 ஆன்சர் செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகேங்களா. ஸோ இந்த 2 பெய்டுங்கிறது வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா கொஸ்டின்ல இருக்கக்கூடியது 750 × 12 தட் அமௌண்ட் இஸ் 9,000 rupees. ஸோ 10%ங்கிறது நமக்கு வந்து இந்த சேலரியில 10% கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஸோ 6,000 இந்த 9,000 மைனஸ் 6,000 இங்கே மைனஸ் பண்ணால் வரக்கூடியது தான் அந்த 3,000. லீஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த 3ங்கிறது என்ன அப்படின்னா அந்த அமௌண்ட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, நம்ம வந்து என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கோம் அந்த கண்டுபிடிச்ச அமௌண்ட்ல இருந்து 3 அமௌண்ட்